Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. I don't even know if I can get it all in here. Camera's kind of close. Oh. There. I have a church. I have a couple little villages. Little village houses. Olive trees. And some squirrels. I'm now working on this huge thing that goes back here. That's kind of like the frame. The base of the frame. And then I start building more trees and stuff up here. But let me just tell you. Again. Should not start something like this at my age. For the first time. Never have done Legos. Perty, I can't believe you love Legos. Figures. Figures. She and I have so much in common to be from so many different parts of the world. And cultures and everything else. It's just bizarre. Just wild. And my sister has done Legos. Because her son is a Lego freak. But the lady that designed that program is a PhD student in something robotics for surgery of like arms and legs and things. What did it? Oh, I can't remember what they called it. But anyhow, like figures. Figures. Brilliant. Brilliant. All right, my little frame. My easel. It's giving me a couple problems here. But never fear. Oh, it doesn't go in the center. And all the blues, Mr. Van Gogh and all your blues is playing havoc on my brain for art. For Legos, sorry. On art, in other words, I can do. Do you know what this is a piece of paper I made on Procreate. Do you know what it is? It is the picture of the Starry Night. It is part of this, just that piece of paper right there. It is a picture of my friend's son at swim practice and the water, the sun reflecting off the water. And something that had dark blue in it. Oh, and don't listen to my husband talking to the dog. And a little bit of this right here that I did yesterday. And I just swirled it around in Procreate. I made my own Van Gogh paper. Hello. So we might use that today. Today the word is labels. The prompt is labels. And I picked up, we had to get some more house paint for the outside of the house. And I picked up these. This was on the same day we went and got our mattress picked out. Saturday. And the mattress came yesterday, Tuesday. And it is delightful. Delightful. So, today we have this page. And, of course, my husband he can't hear anything, but instead of saying, I'm sorry, what did you say? He just says, yeah, or no. And then I told him, I said, I sent you something last night to print because my tablet, for whatever reason, is not communicating with his printer at the moment. It comes and goes. Don't ask me what it is. He's doing something on his end because he switches from a color computer to a black and white computer because some of the stuff he has to print are like 60 pages. So he switches to a black and white printer. And then he doesn't do the settings on his end back to the color printer. Something's going on. The color printer's in timeout while he's doing the other one. And he doesn't remove the timeout thing. But his computer talks to it automatically. I don't know. Mine, it finds it, but it can't print. So last night or this morning I said, I sent you something to print. And he goes, I didn't get it. I'm like, oh man, because sometimes mine still won't communicate. So I have to email it to him because he doesn't like Apple. So he doesn't communicate in Apple. I think that's part of the problem too. Although it worked fine before. So this morning I said, did you get my thing? He goes, no. I said, all right, I'm going to send it to you again, which like 20 minutes ago I sent it. That was him sneezing. Good morning, Mr. Ken. So, he said, well, I printed this last night. I'm like, Ken, I asked you. Husbands. Too bad we can't put them in a Lego box and put them away. Take them apart and put them away sometimes. Or build a better ear That's what I looked on this little guy. His ear is not off. He doesn't even have an ear. But I think he's so cute. But he sits here and stares at me. My sister, who I sent this to originally, she's like, you're getting along pretty fast. I'm like, well, there's this guy staring at me with his paintbrush and palette, and he wants to paint his paintings. So I think because this is Amy Tangerine paper and I love this one, I think I'm just going to kind of do it like this and just do a little bit. So let's see. He's on the phone out right outside my window here. He's talking to his lady, his office lady. I guess I should. And she's, because the offices are closed here. The state offices are closed at noon today until Monday. And all their stuff that they deal with will be closed. So she's going this morning off for the weekend. She has family somewhere down by Jacksonville. So she's on her way. But yesterday, the dog started barking. Oh, that's another thing. I have to be careful with these Legos. I cannot drop. If I drop them, I have to find them immediately because you know who will come and try to eat them and swallow them and choke. But yesterday, he started barking in the afternoon. I'm like, what is he barking at? And sure enough, there was a deer right, like, even with my car. So right at the edge of the beginning of our driveway. On the other side of the fence next door. And the fence is only like 2.5 feet tall because it was for Bogey. And he just sat there. And we let Gunner out. And he still sat there. He knows there's a fence there and Gunner can't get to him. And he just kept eating our neighbor's bushes. And on the other side of our hydrangeas. And then Ken got his little BB thing. They're clay pellets and they're biodegradable and they melt with rain if we ever get some. And he started going up the driveway a little bit because Gunner kept barking at him. So he started up a little bit, like a little bit behind our cars, maybe like another car length behind our cars. And my husband got him in the backside and he kind of like, he turned around and looked and like, what was that? And he's like, all right, I'm leaving these people. I can find flowers in the neighbor's yard. But he kind of moseyed on up the driveway. Then they're not hurting him. They're just enough to startle them. But I was surprised my husband could actually hit him on the first try. Okay, so now I'm going to go to my drawer marked Good Ephemera. That's all separated by trays. And I know I have a bunch of labels. Yeah. And I think some of them are bordered in blue. Yeah. But I don't want the writing that's on there. So I might kind of do this. Oh, here's some. Okay, yeah, let's do this. And are these stickers? I can't remember if these are. Oh, they are. Hallelujah. I just need to get them on there because I'm going to put paper over them. Or maybe some little pictures out of the book. I don't know. And it doesn't bother me that Amy's paper is a little bit off tone-wise. It's more brilliant colors than muted colors like mine. I don't care. Because it all kind of mushes together. Let's see what we can find in here that might fit on there. And I might cut it apart in 3 places. It would actually be fun to put some of his writing in here. There's quite a few new people here, so welcome, welcome. My name is Beth. I really don't remember to say that often enough. Oh, I love this one too. But I'm here for fun. And if you join in, that's all the better. I think I'm going to use this right here. But, oh wait, no, here's some stamps with Van Goghs on them. Okay. The only thing is there isn't a round one. But I could put a piece of this in the middle here. And then put 2 stamps there. Maybe. Anyhow, I play here every day. Or try to every day. Sometimes I'm out of town and I don't film in advance. My videos are generally filmed the day before they publish. I'm a one-man shop, one-woman shop. I just play. I love paper and cutting up paper and gluing it back together. And I don't teach because I'm usually doing something wrong, and I don't sell. I might tell you something I really like. But I'm not sponsored by anybody. My husband sponsors me. I'd like to say, he just doesn't know it. And I'm fortunate enough to be able to do this. Oh, now see, this would be, it would actually be fun to have these shipping labels in here. But this book was bought expressly to cut it up. So that is what I'm doing. And when I decided to do Junk Journal July, which I wasn't really sure until the 29th of May or June, all of this stuff started coming together. I was rearranging my craft room and all of this stuff was coming together. Like, what if I did my Junk Journal July from the perspective of Mr. Van Gogh, who I love? And so that's what I'm doing. And I just can't figure out. Oh, here's a circle. Okay. Oh, this was his institution. I do not know French. Saint Remy de Provence, the psychiatric clinic. South, a kilometer and a half south of the town of Saint Remy. And I'm not saying that right, I know. But maybe we could put something in here, because here's a circle. This was his room. That was his studio. In the corner of here. Of the psychiatric clinic. Maybe? Maybe? Sometimes I think I should be in a psychiatric clinic. And I am on a strict diet. Self-imposed. Well, health-imposed. But the ladies here that are here all the time teased me and said I can't cut off my ear to help in my weight loss. Which just cracked me up. Cracked me up. So we have a good community here. No yucky people allowed. And yucky is a very technical term. I just don't know what I'm going to do here. This book is luscious. It is the Vincent Van Gogh Atlas, which that's another love is atlases. I could put washi tape. No. I love maps and all that they entail. How did I get into a traveler's notebook size? After years and years and years and years of scrapbooking in 12 by 12 format, I was running out of room. And we are fortunate enough to travel quite a bit. And I have them from all over the place. And I was like, I don't have any more room for these books. And about that time that I was getting frustrated with space, I'm like, what is a traveler's notebook? I saw it on their YouTube University. I'm like, what? So I'm like, oh my God. And I immediately got all the stuff out that I had left over from my scrapbooks from Israel that I went to in 2008. And I made a traveler's notebook, a whole one, an insert. And my parents were alive at the time. I'm going to use this. Were alive at the time. And my mom was over here. And she's like, what are you doing? I had it all across the kitchen table. All of my Israel stuff. I'm like, I found this little notebook thing that is perfectly sized. And I love this size. And I always have ever since. All right, I need I need some paper here. Tracing paper. So I've loved and played with that size ever since, and have not made a 12 by 12 album since. Some carbon paper. I can get it out. Ugh, I'm gonna get all yucky. And that was quite a few years ago. Early on in the Traveler's Notebook world. I can't remember who it was. If it was My Life Mitts. It may have been Amy Tangerine, because she was a huge influence. Huge. Oh, I need tracing paper. Not tracing papers. This is why I don't teach, because I never know what I'm doing. Here, let's just try this. I think it was Amy Tangerine. In some of her early videos, she was doing the Traveler's Notebook, which she had just been to Japan or had seen them or something. Oh, wait a minute. You know what? What happened to the backings for these things? I usually don't put stuff away so fast. Well, I could use this. All right. I don't think I have a punch that size. But anyhow, I have been in Traveler's Notebooks ever since. We have a Traveler's Notebook affiliated store now in Charlotte, North Carolina, which I'm in South Carolina. It's a good 2-hour drive, but it's not a bad drive if you go the back roads, because I hate the interstates, and especially 77 from here to Columbia. From Columbia to Charlotte is like, the speed limit is 70. If you're not going 85, you're going to get ran over by a truck. There's a lot of truck traffic. I'm just not a fan of driving in that stuff anymore. Even though a week and a half ago, I drove to San Francisco from my sister's house. I was out there. I grew up in California. And, yeah, I know. I went from West Coast to East Coast. And quite a bit different culture, too. Quite a different. Oh, this is going to take forever, I can tell. But I love South Carolina. There's parts of it I don't like. But the landscape and everything reminds me a lot of California. Because there's oceans and mountains and farms and... Anyhow, I can go to Charlotte and get a few little Traveler's Notebook items there. She's getting more and more stocked up there. It's a great store. It's called Good Postage. And it is in a old factory compound that they have refurbished. It was a bomb factory during World War II. And then I think it was a car factory. But they have taken this property and turned it into a lot of restaurants and neat stores and event spaces. And of course, Charlotte is much farther advanced in culture than Columbia. Even though we're the state capital, we are like, woo, that looks good. Okay. 3 years later. I hate to waste one of these. But I might, just to get the right shape. I can put this in my Hobonichi. She has Hobonichis in Charlotte. A cute little girl owns that store, but she has become affiliated with them. She's got a couple. She has Neocolor 2s and a couple other neat art supplies and some other stuff that I'm not She's really getting into the pin culture, which I'm not in the pin cultures per se. Okay, I want to cut out this part too. I did buy a Lamy ballpoint pen, not fountain pen, but a Lamy. They had them at the Dallas airport. Can you believe it? And one of the souvenir shops where you can get water also, which is what I was after. Because I brought Crystal Light with me. Okay, I want to do this on... I'm losing track of what I was doing on this. Oh, that'll look cool on my Hobonichi. We've been walking every morning. We saw a deer this morning. But I didn't see the babies. We have a family with 2 fawns that hang around here too. I live on a lake, and we are outside of Columbia, and we are, well, it's on the west side of Columbia, and we are slowly but surely getting covered up in houses. But our little tiny area, oh God, perfect, is old houses, so they can't build anymore right here. And this is where the deer have ended up. And rightly, the ones that haven't died already with car crashes have wandered back here over the last few years. This is a big lake, but it is narrow. It's like a rectangle, and it's got tons of coves. And the way the crows fly, lots of coves. Ooh! Perfecto! Now I need something else on top of here. I don't know what it should be, though. Maybe this little house? I need better scissors for that. Where are they? Well, they should be in here. I was lucky enough to go to New York. The last time I went was in 2017. I love going there. The last 2 times I went by myself. But I gave myself assignments, and one of them, I like the number 7. So I had to go like on 7 different modes of transportation. Then I had to do 7 different sites. Like, I love the Metropolitan, so I went there. But they had at the time, there we go. Perfect. They had a event that had Van Gogh letters, his journals, but you had to have an advance ticket, and I didn't know about it. But at the time, I happened to be carrying a Van Gogh tote bag, because I do have a tote bag fetish. And then the lady's like, the lady that was taking your tickets at the entrance to that little area in the Metropolitan, she's like, okay, don't tell anybody I did this, but you may go in. So I said, I promise I'll buy some stuff at the gift shop. And she's like, okay, go on. I'm not supposed to do this, but go on. And so I got to see all these letters. So all of this stuff that he had written to his brother and things like that, I got to see. And it was a traveling exhibit. It's not permanent. As far as I know, it wasn't permanent. Okay. I'm going to leave that. That's labels. My paper, Amy's paper, his writing, and his little pencil drawing. Love it. And these little scraps are going to go in my Hobonichi, which happens to be right here. Look what I did. I'm going to put my Lego stuff here, but I'm going to put these, I might put these here, just to fill in some space. Amy Tangerine just put out a video. She used to do a ton of YouTube, and I know she's got tons of sponsorships and other stuff that she's doing, like with Avery. She's making a ton of money apparently with Avery, which is fine. I'm all for her, anything that she does. But she put out her Hobonichi the first 6 months, and it's like, she says she at least carves out 5 or 10 minutes a day to try to do it. And she still does my favorite thing. We put food labels and wrappers and labels from clothing, and she goes to a lot of events in LA. I don't know if I can do this or not. Oy, oy, oy. But that's just the way, because the Hobonichi is branded as a life book. So whatever happens in your life, I'm going to kind of off-center this on top of this is what you're supposed to put in it. But there's no hard and fast rules. You can do whatever you want. And the paper is the same paper so far that I used yesterday. It's a little crooked, but it'll work. Maybe we'll just add a little bit of map paper in here too, because, hello. If I can get this up. Anyhow, she put out a video yesterday. I was like, yay, Amy. I don't think she's with American Crafts anymore, but they still sell some of her stuff. Okay, that's good enough. Now I didn't waste that sticker. Because, you know, all of this is precious. Precious, precious, precious. That's another thing. I do hoard paper, but I'm getting better at it. I'm like using it. I used to hoard it, and I'm like, you're not looking at it if it's sitting in a box someplace. I will push that on people. Don't hoard it. Use it. Okay. I'll save that. But pretty good. Pretty good. All right, I'm going to go play on my Lego set some more and sleep on my new mattress, take a nap. Thanks for watching. Bye.